And my little chubby butt wasn't running. So I was either going to let him shoot me or stand and fight. I wasn't about to run. I didn't want to die out of breath.
You know what a T-Rex looks like, right? You know what a Tyrannosaurus looks like.
Same dinosaur. Blessed Jesus, hold my hand. Gotta make it a blooper. Literally. You got it this time.
Maybe.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Episode what? Is this
4?
4?
Episode 4.
You know they say the average podcast is 7 episodes?
That sounds about right.
7.
Yeah.
We've made it to 4 so far. 4 weeks in a row. This will be 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, I know that you need listeners, and if you're listening right now, bless you.
We appreciate
bless
it.
you. Bless your children. Bless your future. Bless everything about you. But I will say, I feel like if we just keep persevering, we'll get over this awkward hump and like the kind of the stigma around it as far as like, can you believe Liz and Justin are trying to do a podcast and they are so stupid?
See, I don't worry about that.
I mean, I don't either. What I'm trying to say is like, we don't have the best content, I feel like. But I feel like if we just keep posting, just keep swimming,
There'll be some people out there that find us interesting.
No, I feel like we'll just find our groove. Like, I feel like we still haven't found our groove yet. And I feel like if we just keep posting and be consistent with it, we'll find our groove.
We're definitely still working kinks out.
Well, like, what we like to talk about, because there's only so much we can talk about, like, our family, or so much that we can talk about Emory. You know what I mean? Like, what is Sleepless in Mobile? Like, what is the content that Sleepless in Mobile is going to provide? I don't think we even know that yet. No, that's not a good thing, but it is a good thing at the same time because it's limitless.
Right. We could literally do whatever we want to do.
We can talk about anything, which is a good and a bad thing, because when it comes to analytics, we really need to have it hammered down. But
need to have our information lined out on what we're going to talk about. Make sure it's fact checked before we speak on it.
Yeah, but for creativity purposes, it's so nice not to have a cookie cutter topic platform that we have to abide by. But we get brain fogs and like almost like writer's block. Yeah, thinking about episodes.
I didn't realize how difficult that was going to be.
Yeah,
I had no idea, because in my head I'm like, I would play out all these scenarios all the time. I was like, dude, that'd be a great one. And now
that once we're in it, it's completely different.
It's so difficult because I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And then I only have 4 sentences for that idea. And I'm like, I don't know how to stretch 4 sentences over an hour.
Well, for me, like, I have a lot of random thoughts, but who wants to just listen to my random thoughts?
Not me, and I'm married to you. I've committed my life to you. And I don't want to hear your random thoughts every day.
So it's just, I feel like they're interesting, and I think there's an audience out there.
Oh, there's definitely a black market of weirdos that like to hear your thoughts.
Okay, thanks. I feel like there is a set of people, my people, that would like my thoughts, but it's such a small group.
Teeny tiny. We can't rely on them.
I don't know, like, I feel like you are not on the same page that my thoughts are on. Nope. So it doesn't fit well with a podcast for me and you.
No, but if you could find another weirdo to sit at my seat, you could definitely start a second one on the side. Have you a side pod.
No, this one's hard enough to do with Emory asleep. No, but
who would thank God she's asleep?
I don't know. I think it's interesting though doing it with you, because you're not like me at all.
And you're not like me.
Not at all.
We have 2 completely different types of thinking.
Ooh, completely.
So it makes it interesting.
So today, for instance, Justin has quirks. He says that I have them, but Justin has quirks.
Everybody has quirks.
He doesn't like to backtrack. driving.
Hate it. I hate backtracking. And I didn't mean driving.
Yeah.
I'd hate to have to double back.
I was
to do
20
anything.
feet from a gas. I just passed this gas station, and it had an American thrift store donation box at it. And I was like, ooh, I have some stuff in the trunk that I need to donate. And I was at a red light about 20 feet in front of it. I just passed the gas station. And I was like, let me just turn around real quick and go back to the gas station. And I wouldn't say he wouldn't let me, because obviously I was driving. If I wanted to, I could.
But you were going to make an illegal U-turn to do this also.
It was a red light. Nobody was coming.
Still.
Whatever. He doesn't like to backtrack.
I hate it, man.
So today we were talking about, this is how we think differently. We were talking about cutting across from technically, if you're thinking about it, nobody around here, but it's Celeste Road and 45. They're kind of parallel roads around here. And there's a road that cuts across, and we were talking about, well, if you took that road, it's technically not backtracking. You're just cutting across. But Justin was trying to explain to me that where it cuts across at on this one road is further south on the next road, so it technically is backtracking. But the way that he was positioning his arms
made it look like a bar graph, and I was trying to describe it to her geographically.
For those that don't understand what that means, because I still like, Justin, that's not
my people who are
terms.
on Google Earth as much as I am understands what I'm trying to say.
The way Justin's hands were positioned made sense for his explanation, but did not make sense for my explanation, even though we both knew what each other were talking about. Anyway, that's a long story to say that we have two very different ways of thinking.
And viewing things. You wasn't viewing it the way I was viewing it. I didn't describe it.
And we both thought each other were morons.
For like 20 minutes. It was a 20-minute debate. Oh, why she was retarded. She was crazy and I wasn't.
You always give me so much to edit in the stupid podcast. I'm going to leave that in there.
I'm so sorry.
I'm going to leave it in there for all those at home. Yes, because you are always saying stuff. And I'm having to edit stuff.
Man, all people think,
not like curse words. I'm just saying like.
No, I ain't worried about that, bro. I mean, all people think I say all kinds of offensive stuff all the time.
No, he just says retarded.
You can't leave that in.
I feel like I can.
No, you can't.
I feel like
you
I can.
can't. Don't. You're going to ruin this before it ever gets off the ground.
We never made it to 7.
Oh, YouTube blocked us at 4. Just bleep those words. People don't know what we're talking. Don't edit them out. Just bleep. Bleep.
We'll find out how I feel in the next couple nights whenever I'm editing. That to say, welcome to episode 4. If you've made it this far, you're a trooper.
You say that every episode.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
We had somebody admit to us today that they hadn't listened to it.
Well, she didn't listen to it because she texted me and asked me what it was pertaining to, and I said alcoholism. So that's why she didn't. Because she was going to listen to it around her kids.
There's no bad stuff in it.
No, but I mean, you were talking about your grandpa going to, like, see a lady and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean,
I didn't get graphic.
I can understand where somebody wouldn't want their child to be listening in on that.
I mean, I guess.
I'm just saying. She has 4, so she kind of needs to monitor what they listen to.
Speaking of monitoring what somebody listens to or watches, I'm a concerned husband sometimes. Because there's sometimes I don't know if I'm going to wake up the next morning.
What do you mean?
You watch and listen to so much true crime stuff.
I mean,
so
a lot of
much.
people do. That's why it's so popular.
You know how to get rid of a body.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm a professional, but I would think that I have a chance to get away with murder.
As much as I annoy you, it makes me wonder sometimes, am I going to wake up? Or am I going to wake up and high five Jesus?
You're worth more to me alive than dead.
Jeez, I don't know. My life insurance policies are pretty hefty.
So is alimony, boo.
Alimony?
Yeah, boo.
What's alimony got to do with it? We ain't been
Well,
married
if I
10
wanted
years
to,
yet.
it doesn't matter. I got a child. I'd be getting some child support.
That's abusing the child, technically. But anyway, all these murder mysteries, or are they murder? Are they considered murder mysteries or just true crime? What's the difference?
A crime could be any kind of crime, but like a murder mystery.
But anyway,
Yeah.
all that, and you have never heard of the greatest true crime in history, the Hatfields and McCoys?
No, and the only reason I even knew about Hatfield and McCoy, I just knew literally the term Hatfield and McCoy from the song
Lukenbach, Texas.
Yeah.
That's where that conversation struck up a couple weeks ago. And I was like, who hasn't heard of the Hatfields and McCoys? And this one, I thought about it. I was like, as much of this junk as you listen to, I can't believe nobody, I mean, they could have, but I can't believe nobody that you listen to has talked about this. Because it's like scandalism, murder, execution style murders.
Ooh. I mean, it's not like I'm over here like, yeah, let's listen to this one.
This one all the way to the Supreme Court. For the longest time, everybody was always told that it was started over somebody stole somebody's pig, just like holes.
When you carry Madame Zeroni up the mountain.
There was a pig stolen, but the pig being stolen was like halfway through the feud.
Who steals a pig, first off? Like,
it was the 1800s, dude. Could have been a fat pig.
Well, that's even harder to steal.
Is it?
Goes wee all the way home.
Just put some corn in a bucket and lead it down the dirt road. It was West Virginia, man. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me about Hatfield and McCoy, Justin. Tell me about it. I know you really want to tell me.
I know, because
Hatfield
I can't believe you don't know.
When did it go down?
It started at the Civil War in 1864. The leader, Devil Lance Hatfield, and his uncle supposedly killed a McCoy because that McCoy was working for the Union up north, and Devil Lance and the Hatfields were all Confederate soldiers. So apparently this carpetbagger, they shot up with muskets.
What's a carpetbagger?
Really?
What?
Bro, you need a history book.
I don't think I'm the only one that doesn't know what a carpetbagger is.
It was like a term, and I could be misusing the term, but I'm pretty sure
exactly. You need a history book.
No, I don't need a history book.
Rude.
I'm pretty sure it's a term during the Civil War era for traitor, for somebody who was a traitor for their side.
What does that even? Where does it come from, though?
I don't know the origins of it.
See, that's the kind of stuff I'm interested in, Justin.
Yeah, well,
how can you give me a story without giving me all the facts? You can look it up later.
You can, just like everybody at home, they can look up later and see if
I'm going to look it up for these people because that's just.
But anyway,
that's just leaving you on suspense.
So that's how it got started. And then from there, it was just like, oh, you killed my cousin. I'm going to kill your son. And that's basically what happened.
Okay.
They started killing each other's children. I'm paused.
Carpetbagger. A person from the northern states who went to the south after the Civil War to profit from the Reconstruction.
Same thing.
Carpetbaggers. It's a bag made out of carpet, like Mary Poppins' bag. That's a carpet bag. They're carpetbaggers. They're shoving stuff in their carpet bags. They're carpetbaggers. That makes so much sense. Okay, now we can continue with this story with all the knowledge. So
I'm not going to get into everything. It's like 40 years. This feud lasted like 40 years. Most of the McCoys and all the Hatfields were Confederate soldiers.
Okay.
There were a few of the McCoys that were Union. Well, one of them lived in the area that the Hatfield and McCoys occupied in this valley. That the river split this valley. One half of the river was Kentucky. That was I think that was the Hatfields. The McCoys was on the West Virginia side. Well, they find this cousin. They murdered him because he was working for the Union.
He was a carpetbagger.
He was a carpetbagger. That's where I got the term from. But anyway, you had Hatfields during this 40-year feud. You had Hatfields sleeping with McCoys. Oh, it was scandalous, dude. This was like the Kardashians of 1860-something in the Appalachian. And, I mean, you had people being executed on their knees. The McCoys lost almost all their children behind this.
That's horrible.
Most of them were killed. Most of the Hatfield's children were locked up in prison because of this. Because in, I think it was 1901, it went to the Supreme Court. Like, that's how bad it got. The trial made it all the way to the Supreme Court over somebody killing somebody's cousin. You kill somebody's cousin today, you just go to jail. Back then, it was a whole family event. It was like, load the youngins up in the wagon. We're going to go down here and start shooting across the river. This is what happened back then.
And that wasn't no easy shooting either because...
No, because then you had to stop and reload, and it takes like 5 minutes. You're like, I'm going to shoot you again, but it's going to be a minute.
I got the Patriot. I'm going to melt down my little aluminum soldiers, make some more bullets.
Hey, the Patriot was a bad man when he whipped out them hatchets.
The Patriot was the first DVD we ever owned. Of all the movies that our little religious family owned, we owned The Patriot. Like, what? I'm sorry. I love The Patriot. It's a great movie.
Violent movie.
But it is a very violent movie. And I'm like, what? I don't get it, but okay. Yeah. Mel Gibson.
What was the first movie you remember watching? One that wasn't VeggieTales.
I honestly didn't watch much VeggieTales. I just had the CDs.
Oh.
Honestly, I think I remember I know it's not a very good movie for me to remember, but I was at my Aunt Nita's house, my dad's sister, and I remember watching Fried Green Tomatoes.
Never seen it.
And it's not a great movie either. Like, I mean, it is a great movie, but it's not family friendly.
For children?
Yeah. But I love that movie. It's really good. But I didn't understand a lot of the innuendos. Or, I mean, honestly, most of them weren't even innuendos. They were just straight up, like, out there. But I didn't understand any of it. And then I watched it as an adult, and I'm like, dang.
That was kind of like me with Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
That was like one of the first movies I remember watching. It was Dumb and Dumber.
Wow. That makes so much sense.
Hey.
I'm kidding.
Did you ever watch The Mask?
No. Well, I can't say no, but I've seen snippets of it because my cousins at my grandma's house would be watching it. My grandma Brown.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Okay, so maybe the first movie I really remember watching was that. It was at my grandma Brown's house. That G.I. Joe toy movie. Like, it was like an adult movie, but...
It's called Little Soldiers.
Yeah. I remember that because
movie.
he had like a G.I. Joe haircut, but he was a toy and like they were like in legit real life.
I had that action figure.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't know whether that was a good movie or not, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was a kid movie.
I think it was.
Was it?
Yeah, I believe
I feel
so.
like there were curse words all in it.
Probably was.
Then how is that a kid movie?
I don't know. Depending on who you are. How do you raise your kids? You raise your kids to be in the Hell's Angels, or you raise your kids to be angels?
I don't know. Anyway,
this is no slight on my parents at all in the way they raised. They done their part to raise me right.
Yeah.
But if you listen to last week's episode, you understand who my grandpa is now. And he and I would watch like Predator from the 80s with Schwarzenegger in it. You talk about a movie with some language in it. That movie wasn't for a 6-year-old.
I've never seen it. I don't know. I've seen Tremors, but I don't think I've seen the one with him in it.
Tremors is great. That's a movie of my childhood right there. Yeah, buddy. Kevin Bacon, Reba McEntire.
Maybe I have seen the one with him in it.
Kevin Bacon was in a couple
they're like
of
running
them.
from vehicle to vehicle trying to like get off the
we should
ground.
Watch that. That's great.
It's
Tremors
so
is great.
stupid. It's just like a big earthworm in the ground that has teeth.
Exactly. But they use a sweet potato that... No. Seriously.
Of course they did.
When they made it look like it exploded, it was like they blew up a little sweet potato. You have to watch it. You'd be like, that was a sweet potato. Look at that. First time I noticed it, I was like, this is nuts. You know how much money they saved by sticking a bottle rocket in a sweet potato?
Yeah, they didn't pay some talented artist valuable money.
They saved all that money and gave it to Kevin Bacon.
I've seen Tremors at your parents' house. Not intrigued. Just not intrigued. I'm sorry. You spend the whole movie in a desert, jumping from the top of a vehicle to the top of a vehicle to going
rocks.
inside of a trailer.
You don't get it?
What is there not to get? I get it. I get the premise of the entire movie. I just don't see the infatuation.
It's just like Jurassic Park.
Now, see, that's interesting.
Why?
You got different dinosaurs. You got electric fences. You have these motorized Jeeps. You have a doctor. You have kids in it. You have an old man that's like crazy scientist will do
Most
anything.
of that is in Tremors.
No.
Yeah.
It's not as fun, dude. I'm sorry.
Whatever,
it's just not as fun.
I know Sam Neill wasn't in Tremors, and neither was Jeff Goldblum, but it was still a good movie.
Not as fun.
In Tremors 3, they could fly. Get you some of that. When was the last time you seen a T-Rex take flight?
Oh, it's a caterpillar. Have you ever heard of a pterodactyl?
I said a T-Rex.
Okay. It's a different type of dinosaur, Justin. I'm sure that Tremor wasn't the same species as the one in the first one.
No.
Exactly.
What you rubbing your eyes for? I told you not to get comfortable. We do this thing late at night.
Justin,
It's 11:30. You got a blanket wrapped around you sitting here doing this. Like
it's freezing in here.
It's not. I'm actually sweating a little bit.
We're two different people.
It's because I'm contributing a lot to this. I'm actually working hard over here. I don't feel like you're contributing a whole lot. I'm not getting your 50%, and it's ticking me off.
Hey, I know how to kill somebody and get away with it.
Oh, yeah.
Watch it.
You'll be on one of them podcasts. We'll be talking about you.
No, me and my sister-in-law Mary were talking about it the other day, though, and because we watched the same ones. Like, we'll recommend, like, different shows to each other or different episodes from podcasts to each other to listen to. We'll be like, hey, have you listened to this one? And we're like, yeah, I've listened to that one. Ain't that one crazy?
I know these true crime things are a serious matter, and it's a sad situation. And I don't want to seem like
they're real people.
They're real people. I don't want to seem like I'm slighting them in any kind of way when I say what I'm about to say. But when you are conversating with somebody who listens to these as well, how do you go about, like, you can't say, oh, that one was my favorite.
No, that's distasteful to say it's your favorite because you don't have a favorite crime. It's just saying that one was the most intriguing. Like, that one was the most
You have to look up. You have to figure out another way to say.
Well, I mean, it's the most interesting. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Like, nobody has. I have a favorite movie that makes me laugh. Like,
yeah,
somebody being murdered and, like, that's not a favorite. That's not something that would be your favorite. You know what I'm saying? There's certain ways that some things can go about in, like, the stories, just how everything played out that can be interesting. But I wouldn't say it would be my favorite.
How long have you been into this kind of stuff?
So I've watched YouTube for a really long time, just different things here and there, like, you know, vloggers and all that kind of stuff. And so I started watching Kendall Rae on YouTube. And she has a certain way that she, you know, talks about cases and brings them to light and brings other people's attention to them. Because there's a lot of...
She's the one that does the Mile High, right?
Yeah, Mile High, yeah. Or Mile Higher. I don't know which one it is. Either way.
You're a horrible fan.
So she does a lot of stuff. Like, if there's a case out there that doesn't have a lot of, you know, public spotlight, because I do understand where a lot of the cases that do have a lot of the public spotlight, they usually are white people. Like, if you think about, like, all these girls that have gone missing, they're usually white girls that you hear about. If there's a black girl that goes missing, it's hardly ever talked about. Like, so that's the kind of stuff that she really tries to bring to light. I mean, she does cover everybody's cases, but, you know, these cases that don't have a whole lot of media behind them, she'll put, like, petitions behind them and all this different kind of stuff to try to get the local law enforcement for that case more involved. And if she needs to, she takes it to a higher level. And she's just really good in that way. She brings a lot of respect. And then she contacts the family, and she actually has, like, the families come on there and talk about the cases. So it's not like you're watching and listening strictly for entertainment purposes. You're actually, like, you know, you feel involved in the case. Like, you could actually contribute to some of these cases. And some of them are unsolved. Some of them are solved. I prefer, obviously anybody would prefer the solved cases, because I feel like, you know, they're solved, case closed. I don't have to worry about this killer on the loose. But
wondering, where's he at?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
But it is interesting. I would say it's interesting. There's no favorites in that kind of thing. It's just interesting.
I got you. That makes sense. I was curious. I was like, how do you go about doing that?
But since then, I mean, I've watched her on YouTube, and then there's another girl that I watch on YouTube. She's not my favorite, so I won't even mention her here.
Dang.
She's really not, like, I don't know. I just watch her because Kendall Rae takes, you know, she does a deep dive into her cases, so it takes a little bit longer to upload.
Edit and whatnot. Yeah, I get it.
Well, I mean, to do research and everything, but
to me, those are the best people to watch. People who do the really good deep dive,
yeah,
whatever they're doing.
She's great at it. Like, she really is. Her and her husband have a podcast, too, not to, like, throw people off of ours, which ours is nothing to me. They actually have a
There went all 7 of them.
Yeah. They do a lot of good stuff. But they have a lot of conspiracy theory stuff on their podcast.
Do they really?
Yeah. So
I like a good conspiracy theory.
He believes in aliens.
Oh, well.
She does not believe in aliens, but she believes there could be a Bigfoot. So
awesome.
I knew you would like that. I think she does. He might be the one that believes in Bigfoot and aliens. She's a little bit more skeptical, I think. I'm definitely skeptical. I do not believe in any of it. No.
To me, skepticism is like I don't think so, but it could be. I'm in full denial of aliens. Look, if Noah didn't load it on the ark, I don't believe it existed.
He did say get 2 of every animal on Earth, so why would he be getting aliens from a different planet if that planet ain't going to flood?
If Noah didn't load it on the ark, I don't think it existed. Noah did load a monkey on the ark. Bigfoot.
What?
Bigfoot is nothing but a big old monkey.
Yeah.
So could there have been a breed of monkey over here? Absolutely, there could have been.
What about dinosaurs? Do you think when do you think dinosaurs went extinct? Do you think there were dinosaurs on the ark?
Yeah.
You do think there were dinosaurs on the ark?
Yeah.
So you don't think they were killed off before then?
No.
What kind of dinosaurs do you think were on the
Whatever
ark?
we have fossils of.
So you think they were T-Rexes on the ark?
Absolutely. I think Noah and his sons had a hard time putting a muzzle on them. But I think they were T-Rex.
I'm pretty sure it was like the David and the Lion's Den. Daniel. Oh, God.
Jeez. Not only are you horrible at history, you don't know your Bible either, which is a form of history.
I corrected it before you caught on.
I believe Jesus has a sense of humor. I believe God has a sense of humor. I believe he'd have been like, you're going to have to put a muzzle on it.
What if he has a sense of humor and just like put a bunch of random bones out there? Maybe that was his sense of humor.
He's probably up there going, now they think that was real. They think this big old dinosaur had 2-foot-long arms.
I do know somebody that doesn't believe in dinosaurs at all. Like they believe that these
That person's
fossils.
probably an atheist.
No, he's a preacher. He's a very good man. I like him.
Don't say it.
I can edit it out. Anyway, he doesn't believe in dinosaurs. Like, he doesn't believe that they ever existed. He believes that they were all kind of like man-made things. Kind of like the evolution of man. Like, he doesn't believe in it. And, I mean, I don't believe in the evolution of man either, but I'm just saying, it's the same principle. That's what he's trying to say, is that the bones that they keep finding that prove the evolution of man is the same principle as the dinosaurs. Like, it's all make-believe.
Do you think they're all just 3D printed and scattered?
Dude, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there's some people that don't believe in dinosaurs.
So, this is not something I believe, but they said the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs was 65 times the power of the atomic bomb they dropped on Hiroshima. If that's the case, not only would the dinosaurs have gone extinct, but this rock would not exist that we call Earth.
Yeah.
65 times. You know how big the bomb was?
So there's some people that don't believe in dinosaurs at all, like I mentioned, you know. But what gets me, this is what always intrigues me. We have all these different museums and history books and science books and even movies like the Jurassic Park, you know, like there's so much stuff out there about dinosaurs, right? I mean, so much. You know what a T-Rex looks like, right? You know what a Tyrannosaurus looks like.
Same dinosaur. You need a dinosaur book. What you meant to say was, you know what a T-Rex looks like. You know what a pterodactyl looks like. You know what a long neck looks like.
Oh, goodness. Those are the only three I know. No, that was funny. Anyways. My point is...
I'm glad you got one.
Oh, yeah, I do. I do have one. I'm just an idiot that has somewhat interesting ideas sometimes. So we know what all these dinosaurs hypothetically look like. And that's, I think, the word. That's the word, is hypothetically, because we don't really know what they looked like. But yet, we keep discovering, quote unquote, discovering new dinosaurs. And I mean, I know they're doing these tests on them and they can figure out so much more stuff than I can even comprehend. Clearly, I just said T-Rex and Tyrannosaurus, like they were two different dinosaurs. But how do they know what they looked like? How do they know what their skin texture was like? How do they know what color their skin texture was? Like, he could have been Barney Purple, like, you know, like.
Which would be awesome.
But
could you imagine running from a big purple dinosaur back then?
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, what I'm trying to say is we don't really know. We don't really know what they looked like besides just their bone structure. We can try to map out where their muscles would have been, I guess, from fossils that have maybe the texture of their muscles. I don't know. If we have all that stuff, who's to say there's not aliens out there? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm a Christian. I will say that up front. Like, I'm a Christian. I believe in the Bible 100%. Not everything is in the Bible. Like, I believe the Bible is the 100% truth. Like, there's not there's nothing in there at all that's not true.
I got you.
I get that, and I'm just saying that way nobody's like, can you believe Elizabeth? You know what I mean? But like, not everything is in there. Not everything. You know?
I agree with you there, but
not everything is in there.
I don't believe there's aliens.
It's just hard for me sometimes to like imagine that God made Earth and all of us, and he's just waiting. Just waiting. Like, if I had that much ability to just like think something and like it comes to pass, like I'd be over there like playing with stuff while I'm waiting on this planet to figure out what it wants to do, you know? I don't know. I mean,
think God's got some sort of big Rubik's Cube up there or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
See, now you're going to get people to thinking when Elijah was carried up on the chariot of fire that he was beamed up.
I'm not saying he was beamed up. I'm saying, I mean, I know it was God, but I'm just saying, like, God could be doing something else up there, you know? We don't know what he's doing. I mean, I know that's far out there, and I'm not saying everybody needs to be on the same level as me thinking about that kind of stuff. But sometimes I do be thinking about that kind of stuff. You know, I'll be taking a shower. I'm like, oh, what is he doing right now?
He's up there shaking his head in disappointment at this planet. Aliens has just never been something that I believed in.
I mean, I'm not saying I believe in aliens. I'm not saying I believe in aliens at all.
Okay. But you entertain the idea of them. You just said it.
I wouldn't deny that there could be something else out there.
Dude, there might be some sort of worm on Mars, but that's about it.
Right? Well, if there's a worm on Mars, there's probably a bird on Mars that's going to eat the worm. How's there a worm on Mars and there's nothing else there?
I don't know. I was just saying something, dude.
Exactly. So you have a small little bitty worm on Mars.
You have a completely different life form somewhere out there.
Okay. We talked about this the other day. There have been so many movies, cartoons. The only way that you can really portray an alien is by like creativity as far as that kind of stuff, because there's really nothing out there.
According to the U.S. government, apparently there's a lot out there now.
If you could choose any form of alien, like any quote unquote species of alien, what would you be?
Predator.
Why? I mean, that's like the alpha of all aliens.
Why would you be E.T. when you could be Predator?
E.T.'s so cute, and he has like a little.
Bro, I ain't trying to phone home. I'm coming down here going one-on-one with Arnold.
I think I would want to be either the classic like alien from the 90s, like with the big oval head.
No,
with like
nobody wants to be that dopey-looking creature.
Or I'd be Marvin the Martian.
Hi.
Yeah.
We're Bugs Bunny.
Those are fun ones. Yours is over there like, I can't do it right now.
Repeat that. For the folks at home church, did you hear that?
Anyway.
Ooh, I had a raccoon do me like that one night when I was walking out from bow hunting. Might have peed a little bit. So,
I'm sure he left you alone.
I was by myself. I was hunting by myself. My dad was in the woods also, but I was walking to meet him. And where I was walking from, it was a bunch of white sand, because down here in the South, we don't have nice, pretty woods like they do up north. We have a bunch of white sand almost, palmetto bushes and whatnot. So I didn't use a flashlight walking out. So I'd walk out using the white sand to trail my way up to the top of the hill for him to come pick me up. Well, I just climbed out of the tree. I'm walking out the edge of the field to the road, and I hear it. I hear that noise. I go digging in my pocket I'm bow hunting. I have a bow, and that's it. And a pocket knife. And I'm not talking about one of them quick flip open tactical knives. I have got to dig it out.
Trapper.
Yeah. And I have no fingernails because I have this weird habit of biting my fingernails. I couldn't get it open to stab nothing quick anyway. I'd have a better chance of pulling an arrow out of my quiver and juking it with the broadhead. But
you're native.
So I'm frantically fumbling around for a flashlight, standing still, click my flashlight on. I hear it again above me. If you know anything about Predator, that's where they found him at to start with, was in the trees.
Oh, gosh. So you do believe in aliens.
So at this moment, I wasn't discounting anything. I look up, it's a big old boar coon. And he's on the bottom limb of this pine tree about 35 foot above my head. I was like, Wahoo! Dodged that one, clicked my flashlight off, put it in my pocket, and kept on walking. When you hear that sound as a kid and you see the kind of destruction Predator done on TV, you stop and make sure he ain't there. I was looking for them three red dots all over my chest and stuff, making sure he was about to shoot me with some plasma laser. Hey, I had taken all my precautions. All I had was a bow and arrow. That was it. And my little chubby butt wasn't running. So I was either going to let him shoot me or stand and fight. I wasn't about to run. I didn't want to die out of breath. That'd be a horrible way to die.
Yeah, like asthma attack.
Be out of breath.
For real, that's not even funny.
I couldn't do that. That's a disgraceful way to die. Let me die with some honor, at least. This has been a goofy one.
It has been.
But we're winding this one down.
I know. It's already like 12 o'clock.
It's midnight. Sleepless in Mobile. We have accomplished the sleeplessness.
We always accomplish the sleeplessness. Join us next Tuesday for another episode. We don't know what it'll entail, but come
and enjoy. Because that's the beauty of it. I'm out. Y'all have a good one.
Bye. I just farted at Big
Do what?
I just farted at Big Telephone.
I didn't hear it.
I know you got headphones on.
You're such a disgusting person. Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh my goodness.
I love this goofiness. I love it.
I'm not leaving that in there.
Oh, dude. You got to make that a blooper. Got to make it a blooper. Literally. Whoo-wee.
I don't know.
Blessed Jesus, hold my hand. Whoo-wee.